Hello, welcome. Happy Friday. Noon if it's afternoon. Day if it's not. Time it is. Well, what is up? Y'all know. Nice to see you, my friend. Right. Oh. All right. Welcome to everyone. Excuse me. Screen, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so welcome. If you are new and don't know, first of all, thanks for tuning in. My name is Tim. I go by Foamy Guy on GitHub and Discord. This is Deep Dive on the Adafruit channel here. This is a weekly live stream where we are diving into the internals of CircuitPython. We're working on projects, we're troubleshooting stuff, we're implementing new libraries, we're doing infrastructure tasks, all kinds of stuff like that. It was a live stream, a weekly live stream that was started by Scott Shawcroft, lead developer, CircuitPython. When he's around, obviously, as the lead developer, he's working on whatever is upcoming in CircuitPython, usually quite deep, low-level stuff. I don't tend to go quite as deep as he does, but I do a lot of work at the Python level and libraries and infrastructure and stuff like that. If you are interested in learning more about CircuitPython, which is the main thing that the stream is about, no matter who is here doing it, you can learn more at circuitpython.org. This is the main website for the project. CircuitPython is basically a version of Python that runs on tiny computers called microcontrollers. When you use CircuitPython with them, you typically will plug it into your computer with a USB cable. It shows up like a thumb drive, and then you can edit some Python code file that's on that thumb drive, and it will execute the Python code for you. And you can interact with whatever other hardware stuff you connect up. So some of these microcontroller devices have lots of built-in hardware peripherals, like this MagTag device has a built-in e-ink display. It's got some NeoPixels there. It's got some buttons. There are some connectors so that you can connect up a few other sensors. There's a stemma around there somewhere. And I think there's some other sensors and things on the back. Well, I don't know what all is on there off the top of my head. We could look here, of course, it would tell us everything. But there are also more general microcontrollers as well, like Raspberry Pi Pico is a very common one. Obviously, this one doesn't have a lot in the way of built-in hardware. Instead, it's got loads and loads of I/O pins, which you can hook up whatever kind of hardware you want. MagTag is in stock, says Yano. That is true, although not a lot of them. So yeah, the long-awaited return of the MagTag has finally reached us. So for anyone who doesn't know, MagTag is a couple of years old at this point, maybe 4 or 5 years old, right around 2019, 2020, right when the world went a little bit haywire. Was around the time the MagTags came out, I'm pretty sure. And then the thing about it is, it turns out the e-ink screens were kind of difficult to keep getting, and they kept changing out. Some the suppliers kept changing out and not having the right ones, or not having them available, or whatever. There was a long time where it was not really possible to get the screens to make more MagTags, but that has been resolved now. There are new screens. There are newly manufactured MagTag devices. However, I will say not very many. As of right now, there are currently 2 in stock. So if you are watching this and you want to get one, I would suggest getting on it relatively quick, because there are 2, like I said, they're in stock only. Although there will be more. The good news here is that new screens, the new screens are available, and they're going back into manufacturing MagTags. So the first batch went in the shop, but there will be more. There will be more batches to follow, as far as I am aware. Fair warning, I could be wrong, but that is my understanding. So that is the MagTag. If you like CircuitPython, if you want to help support CircuitPython, one of the easiest ways to do it is by purchasing hardware from Adafruit. That is the website that I've been on for a minute here, showing you the MagTag. Adafruit is a hardware and software company based out of New York. They are the ones who make CircuitPython possible by paying the team of folks who work on the project. Scott, like I mentioned before, as well as myself and a couple other folks, work on the project full-time. There are folks who work on it part-time as well. And there are folks who kind of float in between CircuitPython and other stuff as well, Arduino drivers and other things. And Adafruit pays us all to work on open source software, which I am hugely appreciative of. If you want to help support them and by extension CircuitPython, one of the easiest ways is by purchasing hardware from them at adafruit.com. You can get yourself a MagTag, the new one, while they last, or you can get yourself all sorts of other little doodads and things you can play with your microcontrollers, build projects out of, as well as loads of microcontrollers themselves, like the MagTag and lots of others. What's up, Deshipu? Nice to see you, my friend. So today I am in fact working on the MagTag. I had the MagTag pulled up because that is what I'm going to do with the stream here today. I have actually the original MagTag, the old one here. What I need to do with it is get it loaded up with a new version of CircuitPython, and then we are going to try to test some of the old projects and see if there is any libraries or project code that is using anything that is deprecated or warning about deprecation or anything like that. And if there is, we are going to try to get that fixed up. But first and foremost, we need to get the newest version of CircuitPython on there, which we will need to follow this for. So normally you would just go to the boot drive, load it up with the UF2 file. You can just paste that on there usually, and that's going to install CircuitPython for you. In this case, MagTag was an ESP, was it S2 or S3? S2. And very recently, I believe, this is one of the ones where the firmware partition changed to be differently sized. And I'm pretty sure that we need to update the bootloader, and then I should be able to load the new CircuitPython after that, I believe. TinyUF2 provides a single firmware partition, which is needed for this and later. So this is what I want right here for sure. Only one MagTag left in stock now. It's nice. I think, yeah, it is weird. This one says I guess that's saying that the firmware itself is smaller because now there's more room for storage. Whoa. Oh. This is still running. Still says we're streaming. I think are okay. Look like that interfered with the. Well, I don't know why my system was suddenly interested in the display. Weird. Okay, so we want, I think, the combined one of these. I think we want the non-OTA one. At the bottom there, the URLs are changing. The only bit that's different is at the end it has OTA. So I'm pretty sure this first one right here is exactly what we want. Oh, actually, so it looks like this is saying either will work. Go here, actually. Okay, so this is the new layout of the partition. Okay, and yeah, that's exactly where I was at and what I was following. So we will come back to there. And I'm thinking this is going to be what we want because it lacks the OTA in the name, and the whole gist of this was getting rid of the OTA section, the extra section. This one has OTA 1, OTA 0. This one just has and so basically what we do, I recall correctly, we will read the instructions though. Enter the ROM bootloader The one thing I should do is make sure I don't have TO open anywhere. Okay, not here. Yeah, I think we're good there. The ROM bootloader, that is, how do you do that? So that is, on this one, that's going to be, okay, there's a boot button actually. There's reset and boot. Zoom, hold boot, press reset. Off my desk. We have no drive now, which is good. This bootloader is serial only. Your bootloader, press and hold boot, press and release reset. So that's what I did. No USB drive, perfect. Now that you're there, you can use ESP tool Pi, or you can use web serial, which is what I'm going to do. Web serial, highly recommend this. Go to Chromium, do this version. Go to here. You should have plugged in only that. Actually, let me one thing. I have only one thing. Serial. Okay, so we go to there. We should do this. Leave that turned off. So I'll need to flip that. So turn that to off. Boom. Press all of their devices. Oh, all right. Exact same printout, but it's close. Doesn't have some of. Once you have connected, the toolbar will appear. Erase the contents. So click erase. Plug it while that's doing its thing. All right. We need to then probably choose the file. Disconnect, do not disconnect. The file that we downloaded. Assuming it's program. Yeah, like we don't set any value there. So program. And run through it. Audio dropped. Uh-oh. Let me see. Is it back now? Show audio through OBS on my side at least. Let me know if it's back now. It could also be it's possible that I started mumbling and got cut off by the noise gate as well. There is a noise gate. I just trunked it up a little bit as well. Let me know if I'm too loud now. Sometimes though, if I get if I start mumbling or whatever, then I can sometimes get cut off accidentally. I've been waiting forever for a MagTag, and now I was able to order the last one. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you were able to get one. That's super cool. Yeah, they should, like I said a bit ago, they should be coming back at some point. I don't know the exact timeline. Certainly, fingers crossed, hopefully quicker than they did last time, because it took obviously quite a while to get some more back in stock. But my understanding is the displays are sorted, and I know Lady Ada and Scott are both doing work on e-ink stuff, so I think the displays are sorted for a bit, and there'll be more coming in stock as well. Okay, so looks like hash verified leaving, so it looks like we are all good there. That should be the bootloader done. And then I think I can now just reset, probably. And it should come back up to, I think, UF2, maybe? Also got a 4-color. Yeah, I was eyeing that 4-color display. I did not end up picking up one of those yet, but it does look pretty cool. It's back. It was only a momentary thing when the other window popped up. Oh, okay. Okay. It maybe that display thing did actually cut me out for a second. The weird display thing that happened. So I think we should be on boot, right? Yeah, MagTag boot. So now I think I can go here, and I actually want the super duper absolute latest newest, because one of the things that we are trying to test here is Scott just recently added. Let me make sure this got merged, actually, so that if it's not merged, then I'll need to get I will need to get a different UF2 if it's not merged. It is, though. I'm pretty sure this is trying to detect which MagTag you have and automatically initialize the correct display. So that's kind of the first thing that we are testing here, is that that's going to work for us. And that was 1505, which is down here-ish. So everything after that should be including it, I believe. Sometimes this doesn't like me to paste. Okay, it is being fine there. Sometimes my window manager is weird about the files. Like, I paste here and it says you don't have permission, and I just go to a terminal and use CP and it works without sudo or anything. So, like, I don't know why its permission is weird or whatever. Oh, this is a bin file. I just downloaded a bin file. I'm glad that the UF2 bootloader is, like, forgiving, right? Because there are eras of microcontroller development where you just dragged the wrong file onto there and you're, like, wrecked at this point. And me just not paying attention here totally did dump the wrong one on there. And it's just, like, sitting there waiting for me to do something else, which is a nice thing for it to do instead of die completely. Hello from Manhattan, Times Square. Nice. What's up over in Times Square? That is cool. You are closer to the Adafruit factory than me. Nice. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this happens sometimes because it resets when it's done, and then my computer is like, that drive I was pasting to just disappeared. Like, yeah, that's kind of how it's supposed to. It's fine. All right, so that just did a doodaloo. That is now back. CircuitPy right there. Hello world. Very good. I probably should have copied the stuff that I had on there before I did that. But I didn't, and it's gone now, which is unfortunate. Maybe I have a one up here. I don't know. Snooze, you lose at this point. Too late. Did not think about that. I don't think there was anything super duper important, but I'll never know. All right, it is up. It is running. It is correctly identified the display, seemingly, because it did run this default thing here. And make absolute certain. It's the wrong. Probably on 0 now. Make absolute certain. Yeah, there we go. Deep dive. Nice. All right, so we are updated. Have the latest version. It is definitely detecting the display. So now we're going to go back to learn and just kind of search MagTag and start testing stuff. So I think this one. there might be some deprecations or something. I don't know if it's display IO stuff or what. So let's take a look here. An MTO? I'm gonna go to the rep. It's not. Run. I confused myself. Angelus, that's fine. We'll just stick with that. Then it has not run yet. Well, I'm in the repo load. With buffer protocol required. Oh, probably that's because we're not connected to the network. I gotta do over here. That I hopefully don't leak my network stuff. No memento. Remember the 8-bit show Code Monkeys? 8-bit show Code Monkeys. I do not. Not familiar with that one. There we go. You can see it going back there. Oh, okay. Splash is deprecated. That will be removed in a future. I thought that was deprecated. Splash from. I'm not sure where that came from. Okay, we're gonna try to figure out where that came from. I guess base? MagTag? MagTag guesses. Deprecate. Oh. Okay. So I guess it's two places. This is where the warning comes from, but then we would want to also change it in here. Okay. Okay. So what we want is there a port supervisor.runtime.display? Yeah, I think we want that. Well, and then root group, I guess. Well, why are we accessing? Let's have the group we made. Tag.splash.append. So this was graphics.rootgroup. Okay, so we just okay, so we don't need to do display. Root group is also on display, but we don't. Well, I don't know if we want the one on the display or not because I'm not sure if it has put it on the display yet. But truthfully, I think really all we want is just magtag.graphics.rootgroup. Maybe one question is there a magtag.rootgroup? Like, does it pass through, or do we have to say .graphics? And that we can find out by here if I think we will have to do graphics. Ooh, I guess that's just because it comes from base, though. I think that's what we want. Let's see if that runs now without those printouts. Yeah, totally. Cool. Okay. So the place we need to really change this, make it stick, is in probably the learn guide repo. I already have this opened up. So this link down here will tell us where this is at. Yeah, learn guide, MagTag, MagTag weather. I can just make a new branch while we're here. MagTag dates. Ooh. Open Medio? I think the root group change was from a few years ago. Yeah, it definitely was. I think this is also changing. I think this is related in a way because this is also using root group, but it is slightly different as well because really the change in the core for root group was getting rid of show. This one is splash, which I didn't actually know this was here, honestly. I've seen splash, like I've seen where stuff will create a group called splash, but I did not realize it was on this, and I guess it's eventually going to get removed. But it probably did happen around the same time, considering it's got root groove, and it has been a while. We can try to find stuff mentions it. Well, so it was magtag.splash. I wonder if we get any, or if we have any luck with just actually. Freaked me out for a second because I was like, didn't we do this one already? But this is a different one. This one in forecast instead of open medio. Okay, let's also just check for splash because it could be potentially not called magtag. But the problem here is we're going to find a billion things because there's so many things that use splash. Okay, let's stop that. Let's look for dot splash. I think we have to do like this. Okay. So actually, most of this stuff is gonna have the same problem. Did I not save? Save and rerun this to see the ones I've already done. All right, that one's fine. That's just making a group called Splash. Funhouse, this one probably will need to be fixed the same way. Um, yeah, I assume this one will be needing to be changed the same way. It's going to be the same where it doesn't really say anything in here because it's just relying on the base. Fume extractor. Here we go. Well, there's a lot of these. Okay. Can you change the name of a branch? Actually. I think I have Funhouse on my desk, unfortunately. See how long this takes. I may run and grab it. I need to test this stuff more tomorrow. Or outlet. Sensor. Interesting how many Funhouse ones have this, like, explicit display equals. I guess there's a lot of Funhouse projects that don't use the, like, fetch. Because fetch kind of, like, does a lot of the display stuff for you. With the PortalBase libraries. Save. And I have the same thing, right? Um, does this extend PortalBase? No. Okay, so this one we don't touch, I think. Although, like, maybe it should change at some point to match. MagTag. Wait, was there a splash on graphics also? It is. But it's also... Wait. Why did that just take me to a different file? Okay. Yeah, there is. And I'm still in graphics. So... Yeah, okay. So that's deprecated as well. That background can stay. In fact, that could be magtag.set background probably, but I'm not gonna change that because it's not. All right. I think this one. Flashcards, graphics root group. Interesting. This one uses graphics and network, but not the full object. There we go. Now, this is what? Authenticator for calendar. Mighty nice MagTag. Root group. Where? Planner. Okay. Group. Web late percentage. Your progress. No produce. Portal. Oh, right. We don't have to say dot graphics dot root group. It could actually be dot in it. Did PortalBase have a root group? It does. Oh wait, we're in graphics. It does on base too. So we could have actually left out the dot graphics on almost all the ones I changed up until now. Some of them were only graphics. Those ones are different. But any of the ones where it was like magtag dot graphics dot, we could have actually gotten away with just. That's group countdown. Count to up. Oh, down. Count to up first. Calendar. Oh, I already. Oh no, there's a different one. It was MagTag we did. All right, group. Getting closer to the end here. I'm definitely gonna have to grab some more devices to test, though. I don't have all of these here at my desk. Megawai clock. Switch. Admiralty. Admiralty. Okay. There. Perfect. Weather station. Kind of found most of the patterns at this point. Starting to see repeats of the same rough structure. Time. Very easy. The one. 29. That's a lot. 6. Pick up lights. We're in W's. We gotta be getting close here, I think. High portal. 89. Yeah, weekly countdown is the last one. Save all of that. Let's rerun this because I could have skipped some. What we got. So PyCam stays because that one's not PortalBase. Although there's an argument for maybe it should change to match. And this one also is fine because it is creating its own group and calling it Splash. So it's not related to PortalBase or MagTag or any of the rest of the stuff we're touching. Okay. That was a lot. deprecated slash that's weird. Usually when I push it, we'll pop a thing here that's like, I'm gonna open a PR, which to be fair, I don't, but it usually also has a link to branch. Would have been convenient. I wonder why now I'm like suspicious, actually. I wonder why it didn't, why did it not do that? Just gonna give this a quick stroll through to make sure nothing looks obviously wrong, and then we'll go back and start running some of these MagTag ones, because that's what I've got the device here for. All right, cool. All right, so weather works. And we did update it. Let's find some others. So Google, I don't think the Google ones are going to work. Unfortunately, Google has a propensity to break their APIs. So I think the Google Calendar, or what, like maybe Calendar, one of those was using Spreadsheets API. I think a couple of those different things got broken on the Google side. Okay, let's do this with the example deck. Yeah, comes with that. Although maybe we shouldn't copy. Well, let's do copy CodePy and see if it prints any deprecation notice, and then if it does, well, either way, I'll switch to the code that we just changed from the repo. I want to keep weather. I already updated it in the repo. I don't think I need it really. Term likes to be unresponsive when it's working on file system stuff sometimes. Flashcards. Okay. Okay. Something maybe. Yobi. Cool. Okay, that seems to be working fine. It did not print any deprecation things, but we'll make sure that the new one doesn't either. So I may not have even changed this. It is interesting. It kind of cycled through a couple by itself. Maybe it keeps going as long if you don't press. Oh. Okay, it's fine. Complicated flashcard? Splash. We should definitely test this one then. Chapters. I'm gonna not copy the lib because I probably already have everything in it. Like it was kind of copy there. If it complains of a missing library, we can just go back and copy a single one or something. Oh. And 43. Calling graphics splash append is calling PortalBase graphics splash trying to access underscore root group, but it should be just root group. Why does that? Why would that be failing though? We had other code that was using Splash before and it worked and printed the deprecation. Or is PortalBase graphics different from PortalBase? Self.root group. Splash says display. Yeah, totally, that's wrong. Huh. I mean, if I'm honest, it's weird to me that Did I change this? Hold on, let's look at the repo. It's weird to me that portalbase.splash points to a group without regards for whether it's on the display or not. Yeah. So PortalBase. God, are you kidding me? Highlight it without scrolling. PortalBase.splash returns self.graphics.rootgroup, which this is just a group instance, which does not have anything to do with display thus far. If we go to graphics.rootgroup, this returns self._rootgroup, which is still just a group instance. So again, still it's without regards to what is on the display. The display also has a concept called root group, but thus far what we have accessed through portalbase.splash is aside from the display. Doesn't matter what's on the display root group. That goes graphics root group, and that goes self_root group. But graphics.splash gets it from the display, which theoretically, like, this could be different than this, right? Like, if your code changed the root group on the display to something that was not graphics.rootgroup, you would end up in a scenario where portalbase.splash returns one group and portalbase.graphics.splash returns a different group, which strikes me as odd. So I think the real solution here, like at first I was going to be like, this should be display.rootgroup with no underscore. But the truth is, I think honestly, this should really just be this. It should just be another one of these, I think. Like, why? Yeah, I think why would the parent object versus the graphics object be specifically tied to the display versus just the instance that's held by the object itself? And then, of course, there's display here, which is getting an actual display object. It makes a lot more sense for sure. Okay, so I think to fix that, we can test it real fast, but I need the Python one, and then we are almost at time, so we're going to be wrapping it up here pretty quick. If anyone has got other questions, comments, ideas, or anything else they would like to share, now is the time to do it. I already installed it. Upgrade. Otherwise, I will test this out and then probably call it an evening. If you're interested in more CircuitPython development content, you can come back into this live broadcast chat here on Discord tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. On Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central Time, I usually stream over on my own channel, but I drop links in the Discord here when I get started, as long as I remember. And so I'll be back tomorrow working on some more CircuitPython stuff as well. Oh, that's hanging. I think it's hanging because of, yeah, because of the file system. That like installed a bunch of stuff, huh? I was trying to just do like one library, but I think the problem is it does whatever library you ask for and all the ones that depends on. So, and then PortalBase, of course, depends on a load of different libraries. So by doing that, I actually ended up changing quite a few files. So we'll see. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. There is, I guess, it is worth questioning whether it's worth. So, like, we'll want to fix this, but the question is, do we want to fix it inside of here, or is the time come to do what this says and just get rid of splash. That installed so many things. Look at that. Okay. Didn't make a difference. I think that might be frozen in. So we might need to have this not inside of lib, but instead in the root of CircuitPy. Okay, there we go. Now it runs at least, and it does print this. So then the very last thing that we'll check real fast here is with this one, does it not print the warning? That would mean that we succeeded over there in the Learn Guide repo. All right, perfect. Now it runs and we get no warning. Good to go. So I'll have to PR PortalBase. And the fact that that's frozen in actually means that, well, yeah, means that it's broken in the one that's frozen in, basically, is what that means. So we need to freeze the new one in, and anyone who's on a version with the old one technically would have to put it in the root to override it, the library. Okay, that is going to do it for tonight. Thank you for everyone who hung out with me here in the chats, everyone who's watching along as well. Whether or not you're in the chat, I still appreciate you watching along. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central Time, over on my own channel. I will try to remember to drop links in the live broadcast chat when I get started. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a good rest of your evening and a good weekend. And I will see you later.